Hey there, Saki here from SAKITECH, and in today's video, I would like to share some awesome tips, tricks, and hidden features for your iPhone 10. You paid a lot of money for the smartphone, so let's enhance your ownership with some fantastic tactics. I will also drop a link in the description box below to even more iPhone 10 tips and tricks for you to enjoy after you have watched this video. Anyway, for now, let's dive in and discover. Also, if you do use Twitter or Instagram, make sure to follow me on both at SAKITECH Online. Alright, so tip number one has to do with your keyboard. Let's just go to Safari really quick and let's type in Amazon.com. Amazon.com. Okay, so as you can see, we made a mistake while we were typing. So what you can do is you can use your keyboard as a trackpad. You do that by doing a 3D touch on the keyboard. It turns into a trackpad, and then you can precisely manipulate the cursor and put it exactly where you want it, and then make the modifications, and then you can go to the right website. That's an absolutely fantastic little tactic that I wish we had on the Android phones as well. So again, you can use the keyboard as a trackpad by doing a 3D pressing on it. Press and hold, and then you can move the cursor exactly where you want, as opposed to tapping on the thing. As you can see, I cannot tap precisely between A, M, and A, for example. So I'm trying to do that, but it's not working. So if I want to put it right there, I can do it just like that. Fantastic. Let's move on to the next tip. The next tip has to do with the ability to jump to the top of a page if you have scrolled down a lot. So let's scroll all the way down. And let's say that this was a very long page and you want to go back up. Instead of going like this on the screen, all you have to do is either tap this side or that side of the screen next to the notch, and that will bring you right up in a second. So just like that, boom, one tap. Now that same tip works in every location. So if I was in the settings and if I scroll all the way down, I can do the same thing in the settings. So you get the idea. This is an all-inclusive feature. And one more thing you can do with the 3D touch is if you press and hold on the screen, as you know, it's going to bring up a quick actions menu. On many of the apps, this is supported, so you can go to the phone, do the same thing. You can go to the text messages, do the same thing. And one thing that you can do is when you press and hold, you don't have to let go of the screen to tap another option such as this right here. What you could do is you can press and hold and then just slide up just like that without letting the screen go. And that's also going to serve the same function. So it's just one less step to do. All right, the next tip has to do with the power button. You can actually triple click the power button and you can configure it to bring up a variety of options. The first thing you want to do is you want to go to the settings, and then you want to go to General, and then go to Accessibility and go all the way down, and over here it says Accessibility Shortcut. If you click on this, you'll see that it's saying triple click the side button for any one of these options. So let me just show you one example really quick. Let's choose the classic invert colors. So if I tap on this guy, let me take that off for a second, and let me grab this phone. So let me triple click the home button, 1, 2, 3, and as you can see, that did a classic invert colors for me just by using the home button. I did not have to come into the accessibility to modify this option. And if you want to disable an option, you triple tap it one more time and it goes right back to the other option. Now what you could do is you can choose other options such as the assistive touch. So let me tap on that and let me untap this guy and let me just triple click one more time. And as you can see, that brings up the home button over here that you can use for a lot of different functions. Okay, so you can tap on this to bring up Siri. You can tap it to bring down the control center. If I tap on this guy, the control center will come right down and all that good stuff. And if I had chosen two of these at the same time, what would happen is if I triple click the button, well, first of all, it's going to give me the option. Which option do you want to choose? So as I have enabled the assistive touch and the classic invert, I can choose from any one of those guys. And let's say that I had all of these guys actually checked. If I press press the home button, all these options will come up at any screen. All right, so let's move on to the next tip. All right, the next tip has to do on how to lock your notes. So you can create secure notes and put them on a lockdown. So let's launch the Notes application. And let's say that you want to create a brand new note. So let's create that right now. And let's just say this is a secret note with sensitive information. After you have created your note, all you want to do is tap this button here next to where it says done. And at the bottom here, it's going to say lock note. When you tap on the lock note, it's going to ask you to either scan your face if you have that enabled, or you can put in your password, which is the one that you use to unlock your phone. So of course, it did not see my face, so I'm going to just tap on enter password, and then I'm going to put my PIN number that I usually use to unlock my smartphone, which I did just now. I'm going to click OK, and as you can see, it's going to say the lock has been added. So over here, you're going to see a little lock symbol. Right now, it is unlocked because I'm inside the note, but I can click on this and it locks the note. Then I go back out, and as you can see, it's going to retain the title because that's the only thing I entered, but it's not going to show you any of the actual contents. So if I want to view this note, I tap on view. It's going to try to scan my face first using the Face ID. And when that's not going to work, it's going to ask me to put the password in. Let me do that really quick. I'm going to show you one thing. So the first line is always the title. So if I go down here and I add some extra stuff and I click done and I lock this out and I go back out, as you can see, you cannot see the contents like you would see over here. And of course, when somebody presses it, it's completely hidden. All right, so make sure to utilize this awesome feature. All right, so when you buy your iPhone 10, what happens is you get 5 gigabytes of free iCloud storage. But you're probably not aware that you can actually increase that all the way up to 50 or 100 for a very low price right in your iPhone 10 in case you need to back up your phone entirely to the cloud. So what you want to do is you want to tap on the settings and you want to go all the way up where you have your account card. You tap on this guy and then go to iCloud, and from here tap on manage storage. And as you can see, it's going to give you the option over here. If you go back here, it shows you iCloud is 5 gigabytes and I'm using 2.5 gigs. So let's say I needed some more. I would tap on this manage storage real quick, and that'll give me the option to change the storage plan. And of course, when you tap on this option here, it's going to take you to the next screen that's going to allow you to purchase more storage, which is right here. So as you can see, for just $1 a month, you can get 50 gigabytes of storage. And for $3 a month, you can get 200 gigabytes. Now, these two options are a little bit too much for me, for my taste. But $1 a month is nothing for 50 gigabytes of storage. So then all you have to do is tap on one of these options, and it's going to ask you to buy. So you can click buy, and you can buy with all the various options available to you. All right, so if you want increased storage, this is the way to go. All right, let's move on to the next tip. And of course, as you know, your phone is actually able to record in 4K at 60 frames per second. But there's you have to actually go and enable that in the settings. If you go to the camera and if you go to video, by default, it's just going to record whatever your phone comes with. In this case, it is recording at high definition at 60 frames per second. So if you want to record in 4K, what you have to do, you have to go back into the main screen, right? And then scroll down to where it says camera, which is going to be somewhere right here. So tap on camera, then tap on record video. And at the bottom, make sure you choose a 4K at 60 frames per second for maximum quality. And also remember, when you do 4K at 60 frames per second, it takes a lot of space on your phone. So make sure that when you're recording, you are mindful of how many minutes you're recording. So 1 minute of 4K at 60 frames per second is going to waste 400 megabytes of space on your phone, on your iPhone 10. All right, so just be aware of that. The next tip has to do with multitasking. Now, as you know, if you pull from the bottom of the home to the up and you pause, it's going to bring up the cards, and then from here you can switch your apps. The other thing you can do is if you're in any app, you can actually swipe at the bottom. You see that black bar at the bottom, the horizontal bar? You can just swipe over that, and that will take you to the next app next to whatever you're working with. So if I swipe over there, it goes to the camera. If I swipe one more time, it's going to go to the notes, which I had opened a little while ago. So you don't have to just do this to access all these cards. You can switch back and forth using the screen at the bottom. You have to swipe that way to the right, okay? And one more tip that I use all the time is when I go to a website, and let's say it's a website I use all the time, What you could do is you can add it to your bookmarks, but I like to add it to my home screen. So I go to Amazon.com. It's something I use all the time. I tap this guy here, and what I do is I go over here, and it says add to home screen. I click that. It's going to ask me the name of the shortcut, which I'm going to, let's just say A, and it goes to that website. That's the address of the actual website. I click add, and then you're going to see that it goes right onto your home screen. So when I tap this guy, it's going to launch Safari and go straight to Amazon.com. And then let me just do one more. I'm going to show you the next thing I do with these things. So let's say I go to Google.com. Do the same thing, tap on that button, scroll over, add to home screen, pick a name. Let's just keep it Google, click add. So now I have Amazon, I've got Google, and then what I like to do is I like to group them in a folder, just like that. Let me just take that over, put it right here, and I can give it a name such as bookmarks, links, or my favorite websites and all that stuff. So now I have a folder that I can use to quickly access these quick shortcuts. Anytime I click one of these guys, it's going to launch Safari and go straight to that website. And that brings us to the end of the video. Make sure to check the link in the description box for more iPhone tips and tricks video. And of course, subscribe to SAKITECH and give this video a thumbs up. Also, if you do use Instagram or Twitter, make sure to follow me on both @SAKITECH Online. Have a fantastic day.